Is the UFC conforming to woke ideology? All right. Because for the longest time, the UFC have prided themselves in allowing their fighters to speak however they want, because at the end of the day, they're going to get in the ring and either live up to their words or face ultimate humiliation. All right. And I feel like every single fan of the UFC kind of knows this as an unspoken rule, right? You don't really try to cancel any one particular fighter. You just want to see them lose really badly, all right? Like, I don't go around calling Ian Gary or John Jones to be canceled. No, I just want to see them get flatlined out cold. Like, for once in my life, I want to see that happen, but I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. But that being said, though, I don't think Paramount got the memo, because Paramount, during the Sean Strickland post-fight press conference, they cut off Sean Strickland's mic 8 minutes into this press conference and told him to wrap it up, because, simply put, they just did not like the words that Sean Strickland was using. And before I really dive into my opinions on this matter, I want to make it abundantly clear, I am not the biggest Sean Strickland fan.
Are you gay?
Most of what he says to me is kind of retarded. And honestly, it's like he's trying to antagonize a group of people for no apparent reason. That being said, though, it's very interesting to see what Paramount did, all right? Because Paramount, they didn't like what Sean Strickland says in general, but it was one particular thing that he said that got the Paramount executives so riled up that they told him that Strickland, he's no longer allowed to speak during the post-fight press conference. And to me personally, I think that's weak. I think that's incredibly weak, because Sean Strickland, like, if you guys don't know about Sean Strickland, like, this is basically what we fans live for, all right? We're not here for a Sean Strickland press conference in order to hear about the good in the world and all that crap. No. We are here to see Sean Strickland spew some crazy nonsense, and whether you like it or not, all right, you are always tuning in, because if you like it, then you probably, let's just say you probably believe in a lot of the politics that Sean Strickland believes in. And if you don't, good news. You can watch him get knocked out in his next fight, or possibly choked out when he fights like Hamza Chimaev. But for now, I'm just going to play what Sean Strickland said during the post-fight interview for UFC Texas. And I'm just going to give my opinions on it throughout the segment before he ultimately got cut off.
Dude, you're out here looking like a gay-ass pirate, Dan Hooker semen in your asshole. Who wants to see fucking two little goat fuckers go at it? You want to see a real fucking American fight this little Chechnyan fucking whore in American soil?
I don't think you're going to get on the White House card.
Maybe I got to go hang up with Epstein or some shit. Dude, I guarantee.
Already he's spewing some crazy things, but, all of this is good according to Paramount's eyes, all right? And it's very interesting as to when they step in, which we'll get to later.
Fucking Chimaev would go to a fucking island. That motherfucker's going all day long, that dirty little fucker. You got one pierced earring, dude. Don't act like you're a classy guy, you dirty fuck. Let me tell you about this little bitch. We're going to ask some stupid questions. Go. Come on, Amy. Let's talk about the gays. Let's talk about the trans. Come on, Amy. Let's get fucking Paramount to call me and bitch at me. Nah, sorry. I'll make fun of gays every chance I get, guys.
Now, to be fair to Sean Strickland, all right, like, is his rhetoric about gays and trans inherently wrong? Yes. But at the same time, though, if you're asking Sean Strickland, of all people, on his opinions about the gays and the trans, I think you're just looking to clip farm at that point, because there's no way that you would think that Sean Strickland would give you an answer that conforms to corporate media. All right, because when has Sean Strickland ever done that? So at this point in 2026, if any reporter talks about, oh, what do you think about the gays and the trans, Sean Strickland? Like, for a fact that they're a retard. And if they try to use that as a way to cancel Sean Strickland, good fucking luck.
Don't worry about that. I'm not gonna. I support your lifestyle.
Well, I'm not gay.
You're not gay, seriously? No, hey, don't you laugh, dude, you Navy veteran. Hey, you're in the Navy, bro. Relax. We know about you guys. Is there anybody that's 35 around here? Anybody close to 35 years old? Can you picture being 35 years old and meeting a sweet little 14-year-old Aspen lad and saying, I'm going to marry her when she turns 18? That's what fucking Jim West did. Who's really like entertaining?
Now, that last part really struck with me because that was when the Paramount executives started coming over and that said, you got to wrap it up. Right now, I'm not sure as to whether or not the Jim West situation is all true or not, but this is a very common issue going around throughout women's MMA because a lot of the top talent in the women's divisions, for some reason, have a coach that wants to groom them. And the most famous example off the top of my head that I can give you is a Pat Barry. And Sean Strickland has been a very vocal person about this issue from the get-go. And but for some reason, Paramount, you talk about the groomers, right? That's where they draw the line. Talking about Bad Bunny being a derogatory slur for homosexuals. You're talking about trans rights and all that. That's all well and good in Paramount's eyes. But the second he brought up Jim West, who is an MMA coach, I believe he's Fluffy Hernandez's jiu-jitsu coach to be specific. The second he talks about Jim West allegedly marrying one of his underage girls and grooming her till she was 18, then it's an issue according to Paramount. Very interesting indeed.
You got Chimaev, the fucking go fucker. Oh, that's a wrap. Anyways.
And boom, they just cut off Sean Strickland's mic. Now, Oscar Willis later posted on his own Twitter through his phone that the uncensored part, I guess, because Paramount, for some bitch-ass reason, decided to completely shut off Sean Strickland's mic. And listen, like I said earlier, you don't have to agree with what he says, right? I don't agree with most of the things he says, right? And I think that's a very logical statement. That being said, though, it's the UFC. We want to watch people get knocked out. And if Sean Strickland's saying all of this crazy shit about the gays and the trans or whatever group of people that you belong to that you don't particularly agree with, well, you get to watch him possibly get knocked out or choked out. Like, that's part of the game in the UFC. But Paramount is just completely ignoring all of their rules, despite them being basically the new guys in the block. Now, luckily for us, though, Oscar Willis recorded this on his phone separately. And I did not really get a chance to hear this, so this is basically going to be my live reaction to this. But have a listen to what Oscar Willis recorded on his phone as Sean Strickland's going on his crazy spiel.
Oh, that's a wrap? Anyways, wait, I got one for Smo. It ain't a rap, dog. Relax, UFC motherfucker. What's up, Smo?
I gotta ask you this. You stopped the guy with the 8-fight win streak. Do you feel like Sean Strickland did enough to get the next title shot in the middleweight division?
Yes, I fucking did. I don't think this thing works. I'll stand up. Yes, Judge, did enough. Listen, you don't want to see any of these motherfuckers fight that little Chechen war. You want to see the last fucking American in the sport go and fuck that guy up, and that's what's gonna happen.
What did Sean Strickland do to beat Khamzat Chimaev?
Anything I fucking want, dude. Anything I fucking want, dude. I'll bring a fucking goat. He'll get distracted. Anything I fucking want.
Yeah, really playing into that goat fucker accusation, if you will. But my point is, Paramount being a complete bitch about this, all right? Like, look at all the comments down here. Like, you could say, oh, Khamzat mauls him, and, like, you could say all that. But the point being... Oh, shit, sorry about that. The point being, Sean Strickland is going to get fucked up if he fights Khamzat Chimaev, or at least that's what a lot of the people who hate Sean Strickland believe in. So let them brew their hate and let us have a generational hate watch, all right? Like, I don't understand why Paramount's being all bitchy about this. Like, do we really want to be the next NBA and NFL here? Right? Like, in the NBA, you can't even talk to someone disrespectfully without getting a tech, And don't even get me started on the current day NFL. If you even taunt an opposing player on the other side, the ref's going to come over and go like, offense, personal foul, excessive taunting, 15-yard penalty, first down. Like, do we really want to turn our sport very cringe and, quite frankly, unwatchable by just censoring things that Sean Strickland says? I don't think that's the right move, right? And I'm not even saying this as someone who agrees with a lot of things Sean Strickland says. I just want to see the sport, be exciting, all right? Sean Strickland, whether you agree with him or not, he makes things very interesting because he likes to talk, all right? And because he likes to talk, he's given very high-profile fights, and whether he wins or loses, he makes a lot of excitement for the fans, all right? Australia last year, 2025, played into this very well because they made Sean Strickland public enemy number one. And the worst part about this is it's not even the UFC fans that are being very vocal about this. The loudest critics online are the ones that are not even fans of the UFC. All right, take for example, RG3, Robert Griffin III, former NFL quarterback. All right. Now, I grew up watching RG3, and I did love watching RG3's game, but I'm going to say this right now. This is some weak shit from RG3 because, quite frankly, this is the most cringiest tweet I've ever seen. Like, you're trying to trash talk an UFC fighter, all right, by saying, oh, you will get tossed around like a solid in the NFL. Like, yeah, it's not tackle football. We're fighting in an actual cage fight, right? If you have that much of a problem with what Sean Strickland had to say, why don't you go fight him? Oh, wait, no, you can't, because Sean Strickland will literally beat you within an inch of your life, and quite frankly, he might even make you his bitch. So, RG3, stay in your lane.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
You are not that guy. Like, bro thinks he's him. Someone get him the memo that RG3, you're not that guy, all right? You are not that guy, pal. And it's the fact that a bunch of people like RG3, again, are the loudest people that are criticizing Sean Strickland. You don't even watch UFC fights, all right? I'm going to be straight up with you. Because if you did, you would not be saying all of this, all right? You really wouldn't. Because first off, you would know just how dangerous Sean Strickland really is. And second off, all right, UFC fans, again, we all love hate watching. We don't go around like that canceling people like in the NBA or NFL. No, you know what we do? We handle things in the octagon. And whenever someone says something very disrespectful, then it gets personal, and then we settle it in the cage. All right? We do not do all of this pussy shit on Twitter. Actually, no, I do that. I do that because I'm a YouTuber who just yaps absolute nonsense. But, like, these guys, like Robert Griffin III, you're not even in tune with the sport, all right? So why is this guy speaking as if, oh, this is unacceptable from the UFC to host Sean Strickland to say all of these hateful things? Like, buddy, get with the program here, all right? Like, we've been doing this for years, all right? And it's worked out because every fan, all right, whether you're left-leaning or right-leaning, all right, we all know that if Sean Strickland gets knocked out in his next fight or submitted, he's going to face ultimate humiliation, all right? That's how we always handle things, and it's the fact that these fucking retards like RG3 are saying that, oh, you can't say that, bro. You gotta step in the NFL, bro. Like, you can't be out here saying this in the UFC. Like, shut up, bro. Like, nobody asked you, all right? You don't even watch any UFC fights, so shut the fuck up. Last but not least, I want to talk about Dana White's response to all of the Sean Strickland backlash, all right? Dana White, normally he's the guy that says, we don't put any of our fighters on a leash, but it seems like Dana White is now starting to conform with, I guess, woke media, if you will. And honestly, this was the only good thing about Dana White. Everything else about him is just, quite frankly, like, inexcusable. But this was the one good thing about him, that the fact that he just lets fighters talk the way they want to talk. Unless it's directly criticizing the UFC, then you know that you're going to get shadow banned. But regardless, though, Dana White, just have a listen to what he said regarding the Sean Strickland backlash.
what he says during media day and things like that, that doesn't affect your booking of him, right? You are still happy to put him in those?
It's a nightmare. But you guys don't help. Asking them dumb shit, ask dumb shit, you're going to get dumb shit. What'd you think of Bad Bunny? What'd you think of the Super Bowl? Get the fuck out of here. You fucking kidding me? Yeah. So when you talk about what Strickland says, you guys like to push the buttons.
Now, I'm going to say this. All right, I feel like everybody who's been in the UFC, all right, fair enough. Like, they don't even ask good questions in the first place. All right, a lot of the people that are asking these types of questions to Sean Strickland specifically, I don't think they've been in the game for that long, because there's no reason for you to ask these questions unless you're trying to clip farm, all right? And Dana White's completely right about that part, at least, all right? It's like, why are you going to ask someone regarding his opinions about something he clearly does not agree with, all right, and expect anything good to come out of it? All right, I'm just saying, like, am I saying I agree with what Sean Strickland says? No. But it's like, you know what the answer you're going to get is, all right? You know the type of answer that Sean Strickland's going to give you. So why are you so shocked when Sean Strickland answers exactly how you would think that he's going to answer it in? All right? But more importantly, though, I want to look at the top comments under this post here, all right? Because this is the top comment here, for example. Very cringe shit indeed. When Dana White refuses to unequivocally condemn racist and misogynistic remarks from Sean Strickland, this is not neutrality, it is complicity. Silence from leadership isn't passive, it's permission. The Ultimate Fighting Championship has built a brand that claims toughness and discipline. That's not the brand of the Ultimate Fighting Championship, but alright, carry on. Yet it comes with it to accountability, it folds. If there are no consequences for dehumanizing rhetoric, then the message is obvious. Profit outweighs principle. Outrage sells. Division drives clicks. Controversy fills seats. No shit, buddy. No shit. Again, like, this is the type of shit not even MMA Joey would say this. All right? MMA Joey is the most left-leaning of, MMA content creator / Twitter page. And not even he says stuff like this, because at the end of the day, even he understands the game. Talk a lot of shit, and you're probably going to get knocked out. All right? That's just how it works. And we got these absolute cringe lords like Jamara Hudson over here talking about, it's about profit outweighing principle, outrage sells, division drives clicks, and controversy fills seats. Like, no, that's the entire point of a fight. All right? Like, as a fan, you want to see someone either win or lose. It's very simple, right? And if Sean Strickland's just giving us more reasons to hate him, good for him. All right, he's filling up the seats. More people are getting in tune. And if he gets knocked out or submitted, he's risking the ultimate humiliation. Yet we got absolute cringe lords like this talking as if that's a bad thing. All right, fuck these people. Like, every single one of these people that are like Jamar Hudson and Robert Griffin III, fuck you guys. You guys don't even watch this. That's the worst part. Again, like, you guys are only here for the headlines, all right? And outside of that, though, there's not a single peep from either one of these two retards when it comes to the sport of mixed martial arts. Like, we're not even talking to someone who consistently watches what's going around throughout the sport, all right? If you still have this opinion, even after consistently watching, fair enough. All right, but it's the fact that these guys, they just tuned into a Sean Strickland press conference for the first time, and they're like, oh, you can't say that. It's very misogynistic and racist. Like, shut up. Get with the program. I'm sorry. Like, just get with the program. Like, you don't have to like what he says. You can just hate watch him as a result. All right, it's really that simple. Yet fans like this, I'm not even going to call them fans. That's very disrespectful to actual UFC fans. People like Robert Griffin III and Jamar Hudson, Quite frankly, they are retarded pieces of shit that are honestly trying to ruin whatever enjoyment we have from watching the UFC. Alright, that's gonna be it for this video. If you guys want to see more videos like this, please make sure to like and subscribe so we can monetize this channel. But outside of that, leave any comments down below for video suggestions, as well as what you think about the situation overall. Alright, because again, like me personally, I don't like what Sean Strickland says most of the time. But I'm not the one coming out here saying like all this cringe stuff like Robert Griffin III and Jamara Harrison or whatever the fuck that dude's name is. But either way, though, leave your comments down below and I'll try to respond to them. Outside of that, leave any video suggestions you have for me in the comments and I will try to make those as soon as possible. But outside of that, though, I will see you guys next time. Peace.